floor is open.
I guess it sort of surprises me how things just happen. I sort of, before I step onto the open floor, I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do, and how, I have this performance anxiety, or that nothing's going to happen.
Right.
But, something does happen every time you get up there, and that kind of takes me by surprise. So far each time it's taken me by surprise that something actually is there and ready to happen, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I thought was going to happen.
Prior to going on the open floor, I was very, I was in my head about how this was going to look like, how I was going to actually, create my open floor before I even walked out there. And when I got up there, it was time, and the perceptions that I have were going to happen didn't even come to be.
I think one of the places you really see the 5 rhythms at work on the open floor is when someone touches into a really deep emotion, whether it's sadness or fear or something they don't want, something that they're trying to avoid. And you see them start to fall into the dance of that emotion and use their body to work what's coming up, to not so much work, but to follow. They start to use the dance, the actual movements of their body and their knowledge of the rhythms, not their thinking knowledge, but their body knowledge, to support the movement of emotions through. I think some of the times what's so difficult about our emotional lives is the places where we get stuck. See if you can let yourself, even if you're uncomfortable, go with what it is your body is feeling.
I feel really stiff.
All right, do stiff. Be the stiff, Glenn. See, go all the way into this part of you that is stiff. See if you can. Stiff, and it looks like tense, huh?
I was feeling sort of confined and tight. It's sort of being locked inside and not being able to take that leap out, not being able to be free or spontaneous. Sort of where sort of the heart and soul of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just explore that. What is being expressed in the part of you that's tense, stiff? Yeah, see if you can name it, Glenn, before you let it go. The part of you that's stiff and tense.
I'd like to jump out and be outside of it.
Mm-hmm. That's what you would like. What's actually happening here?
I feel frozen. I feel confined.
Frozen.
Trapped.
Yeah.
And the trapped part of it is, I very much like who I am, but I would also like to be able to express that, to be more spontaneous is kind of there, but I'm so premeditated and so analytical that I have this judge going on that says, so you can monitor your activity or meter your activity and not be out there fully.
Yeah, you guys keep holding that stiff place. Let him go in there, but you just hold that stiff, frozen, trapped. Where do you go here? Just let that have sound. That's it. Let that have sound. Yeah, just follow that sound. Follow that sound. Follow that sound. And you really see that, the skill of 5 rhythms dancers right there at that place of being able to feel something and use their dance to move right into that feeling, not away, into it. Let it develop, let it grow, let it dissipate, let it do whatever it naturally needs to do, that feeling, and come through the other side. What is happening here? What's going on here?
What was that sadness? What was that place? And I don't know that I have a really good sense of that yet, but a lot of it comes from sort of my development, and my development really was, again, from that place of fear.
When it's been my turn on the open floor, it's been so powerful to see what patterns I'm still stuck in, and then to be able to see that, and then to know if I'm ready to shed that layer and then move to a place again that's more connected to what will help me now, as opposed to staying in patterns that aren't helping me follow my path.
Like judging myself.
Can you judge out loud?
You could be pretty, but you should be doing this. You could be pretty, but
Keep doing. You could be pretty, but just hold on to that one. Just
you
keep.
could be pretty, but you could be pretty, but
Just go into feel the tone of voice, feel the body.
you could be pretty, but you could be pretty, but you could be pretty, but you could be pretty, but.
The I could be pretty, but is definitely, I guess, a painful place. You know, it feels like it's something my parents have drilled into me, and continue to, every time they talk to me. So, it was definitely before I left to come here, like on a phone call, reinforced with the letter, like their typical, pattern. And that dynamic of like, feeling that, and then just feeling like, well, I just want them to love me as I am, is strong.